Yeah, that's not gonna happen, so we're just waiting things out. So,
Okay, let's see. Oh, thank you, Amelia.
You're very welcome, Anthony.
Because apparently every time I don't get attachments anymore. I'm just getting the Zoom link, but no attachments. I'm like, where's the attachments?
thank you for joining us. This evening, our meeting will begin at 4:30 p.m. All participants will
Hey,
be-
real quick, Trina, I know you're on early. We're going to start here at 4:30, but you get to listen to us go through some of our setup here for the annual meeting. So just giving you a heads up.
Okay, do you want us to hop off and we can hop back on at 4:30?
I don't think there's any trade secrets going on right now before 4:30, but just
Top
letting you know
secret
as we're
stuff.
talking through some stuff of what you're listening to and not saying, well, what the heck did we join in on?
No, it's okay. We hear Brittany talking about it too, so we've kind of been part of this whole planning stuff.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
But if they should start talking about the board president or saying dirty nasty things about me, then you can cut out. So
Okay, Anthony, thank you
Yeah.
for the heads up. I appreciate
no,
it.
that's
Oh,
no,
that's Chris.
Chris.
Oh, Chris.
Yeah, that's your cue to
Mm.
exit.
Good chicken nuggets. Oh, there's this beautiful sunset.
I swear that sunset goes down earlier and earlier. I'm getting feedback.
I think I saw that Anthony was talking as well.
Yeah,
Anthony, make sure you use your mute. Sometimes you get echo. Thanks.
Hey, Chris, we need some entertainment until we get started.
You what?
We need some.
Oh, need some entertainment?
Yeah, you know any jokes or anything?
Oh, geez.
Quiet group.
Just the same joke I known in the last 5 years about the butcher from a meat market. How did he interview or how did he introduce his new wife? Meat Patty. Yeah, okay.
Oh my God, Chris.
take responsibility for asking Chris to tell a joke.
I really hope to remember that for future reference.
That could have
So,
gone
on the
really
same
badly,
lines,
so
I've got
I'm
one
just
for
glad
you
it went
too,
the way it
Hey.
did.
Hey, it's not that bad. Nobody left yet, so nobody went offline yet, so we're still good. So
So I've got one for you, Chris.
all right, shoot.
What do you call a cow with no legs?
Ground beef.
Yep.
Okay. What? No, we better not go there. We better not go there. No, never mind. Never mind. Of course. Do we?
Welcome, Andy.
Hey, we're up to 22 now.
Hello.
Looks like my
Hey,
mom
Mary.
wrote something in the chat box.
Andrew is assisting Alice right now, and he's going to be responsible for responding to people and keeping track of questions. Thank you, Linda, for your question. We'll make sure that we get to that in the meeting.
Isn't Andrew mostly responsible for everything? I mean, no, never mind. It's a joke. It's a joke, Andrew. We love you. I could go into my Don Rickles routine, but we're not going to go there tonight.
Hello, everybody.
Hey, there's Mary.
Hi, Mary.
Hello, Mary.
How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you, Mary?
Hi, Mary.
We're hanging. I'm hanging in.
Good. Sorry I'm late. I had to drive from Denver.
I don't think you're late because you just missed
Now we got.
the joke session.
I didn't want to miss that.
Who told a joke? I missed it.
Oh, Patricia, entering the waiting room. What is this? These waiting rooms thing?
I'll handle that, Anthony. I'm letting people in as they come.
Oh, okay, I was wondering, like, the. Ugh. These are new things I don't understand.
Mary, how's Dave doing?
He's doing well. He's working in the other room.
Tell him I said hi.
I will. He says hello to all of you. He'd be here if he wasn't working.
Well, it's not, okay.
Hi, Alvita. Hi, Estella. I unmuted you. Oh. Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear us?
We can hear you now. How are you?
Doing good, good, good.
Nice seeing you
Thank
guys.
you for, she got her thank you certificate in the mail yesterday. She was so excited when she saw it.
Yay.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Oh, thanks.
So Tiffany, who is letting people in from the waiting room?
That's me.
Okay, so can you kind of tell how many we've got so far waiting?
Everyone is in. I'm letting them in as they come in, and we have 28 participants right now.
Okay. It says that there's 2 people at, okay, so there's nobody waiting. Gotcha.
Actually, a couple just came in. I'm letting them in now.
I see there's 31 on mine, so.
So Chris, we're 4:31. I don't know if you can ask the board how they would like to handle letting people come in or when we want to get started.
Okay, how many more people are we expecting?
Brittany, can you help us with that question?
Tiff, what number are we currently at?
No, how many are we expecting to come in to the meeting?
We have 43 RSVPs, but it looks like mostly everyone is here.
Okay, why don't we go ahead and get started then? So, welcome to the 2020 annual meeting. Thank you for joining us this evening. Okay, that's okay. So my name is Chris Hausel. I am the board president for the Weld County. And at this time, I would like to have other board members go ahead and introduce themselves. So whoever wants to begin that can go ahead and do it.
I'll start. I'm Susan Brennan. I am the board vice president.
I'll go next. I'm Mike Kelly. I'm the board treasurer.
I'm Anna Geis, and I'm a board member.
Hi, I'm Marcia Anderson, and I'm the secretary.
Hi, I'm Melissa Moose, and I'm a board member.
Good evening, I'm Tom Gribble, I'm a board member.
I am Mary Young. I am also a board member.
I'm Vincent Scott, and I'm also a board member.
I am I am Anthony, and I am a board member.
All right, thank you, everybody. We need to do the approval of the 2019 annual meeting minutes. Marcia, I mean both. Marcia,
So they should have gotten the minutes, Chris,
okay,
to review.
already. Yep, I've already read them, so I'll wait for everybody else. You guys can let me know when you are ready.
Chris, you might want to ask everybody
Oh.
among the membership if anyone had a question about the minutes or give
Okay.
them a chance to be able to ask.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions about the minutes? Okay.
Without objection, I'd like to move to pass the board minutes.
Okay.
Hey, Larry.
Can I have a second if everybody's ready?
Yeah, second.
Okay, Mary, second. All those in favor signify by saying yes. Yeah, I mean.
Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, passage of the 2019 minutes are passed, are approved.
Hey, Chris, I'd like to have permission to say hi to Jack.
Okay, go for it.
Hi, Jack.
Hey, Larry.
Hey, buddy. Good to see you. Thanks for coming.
Yeah.
You have questions for us tonight?
Yeah. How do your service?
We'll get to the questions in a few minutes, but I was hoping you had some ready.
Okay. Yeah,
All right.
of course.
Good job, buddy.
Okay.
Thanks, Chris.
Hey, no problem.
Ready to move on, Chris, to financials?
I'm sorry, I forgot to put off the mute button. Yes, financials.
That's okay.
Sorry.
No problem. All right. Thanks. Take a look, everybody. You'll see our state of financial performance here. We'd like to do a breakdown really of what we've seen in 2020. Had a difficult year, as everybody could imagine, with COVID. I would like to say we're in strong financial position here with Weld County, and a lot of great work by board and staff to make sure we stayed stable again through this troubled time. Biggest takeaways here, you'll see in that first column here, where it indicates November 30th of 2020, down towards the middle of the page, you see total assets. One of the biggest takeaways here is we finished off at around 784,000 total for the year. And right next to it in the next column is where we ended last year, where we ended November in last year. So this is a 12-month snapshot of our performance financially. All right, so you can see that variance, which is almost about 70,000 and a 9.5% increase, all right, in our total assets. And if you read this statement of financial performance, you're going to see on the bottom is our liabilities, and this is referred to as a balance sheet. So our liabilities are always going to match our assets, essentially. The surprising part for me, and maybe I'm not too surprised because we've talked about this about 1 million times on the board, is how we ended up the year, even again with everything going on. So the fact that we were able to increase by nearly 10% over last year's performance financially, really, again, that's a great job of the entire team. making sure we're being mindful of our expenses. I will give everybody a chance to take a look at our statement and let me know if we have any questions. We're on target again, obviously, to finish positively financially this year. This is Chris's favorite part of every board meeting too, by the way, the financials, right, Chris? I think he's talking to me on mute.
Yeah, this is my favorite part of a meeting. This is the only reason why I show up.
That's right.
Just kidding.
So with that said, again, if there are no questions, we're really encouraged about what 2021 brings. Again, obviously the landscape has changed, how we're gonna deliver advocacy in people's homes. The way we conduct business is gonna look a little different. But this team is definitely dedicated to taking a look at what that's gonna look like in 2021 and make sure financially we're stable moving forward. So I'm really excited of performing next year. If there are no other questions about the financials, we can move on, Chris.
Okay. Are there any questions for Mike? Okay, see there's, whoops, what? Okay, see there's none. Let's move on to the annual report.
So-
Larry?
Chris, I just wanted to, I think I've noticed maybe an error. We want to make sure that your president's report, that you're given time to do that. So we could either do that now or right following the annual report, whichever one you'd like to do.
I didn't even see it in here. Okay.
We're not.
Yeah.
Get you.
Go ahead, Larry. Okay, I just want to say, considering everything that's gone on this year with the COVID-19 and everything, I think we've done a really good job. Larry and his staff have worked really hard, and everybody, for the most part, was healthy. No one has gotten COVID until recently. We did have a staff member, but other than that, everybody's been really healthy. So all the staff's been healthy, and all the board members have really been healthy. So I'm really pleased with the direction that we're going in. So I'm hoping for a good 2021. So, very happy with things this year, considering all the stuff that we had to go through. So, any questions for me? Okay, let's move on to the annual report, Larry.
Thank you, Chris. I think that we have this available for anyone that would like to have the annual report. We always, we try to make it more concise each year. The problem we have is we do so much work and so many new great things. It's hard to pare it down. So we have about 18 pages to this report. But what we're going to do is we're going to do a summation for you. And if you would like to have a copy of this report, please raise your hand or put it in the chat box, and we'll make sure that, and actually I think we can also download it from our website from this training. So just to get into it, we'll start off with our team. I think that we've had really a fortunate year, and part of that is because we had a great team to work with. That team includes our board members and our staff. And it's been very challenging in a lot of ways. But when I remember the first meeting, back in March, we became aware that we had COVID. We started doing executive committee meetings like 3 times a week, just to start planning for these changes and to make sure that we had as much the ability to prevent things and try to get ahead of this rather than just being reactive. We have 10 staff that are just part-time and full-time, and we could not have done much of the great work without those key individuals, without all of those staff. We've switched to remote. We're currently 100% remote. We do have some staff going in right now. And part of that change is because of the surge on surge. We're watching all those things very carefully. Our main interest is to protect the people we serve and our staff. Going to go into individual advocacy. That is really how we get a lot of our the people that come to us. It's usually they're having some kind of a problem in their lives, whether they're a self-advocate or a family member. So they'll usually make themselves known to us by calling in for some advocacy help. Our job after that point is to really try to involve those individuals in becoming part of our agency through volunteerism, but also through trainings. We're really starting to build on a lot of what we do is doing educational trainings for the people we serve. We do serve all of Weld County and 6 counties east of us. And I've got to thank all of our advocacy staff. We've had, when we first started about 3 years ago, I think we're like about 8 cases. We're up to 29 cases now. And a lot of that is we do everything in Eastern County that we also do in Weld. So we involve them in all of our trainings, Families in Action, Project Illumination, any educational trainings are extended to our families in Eastern County as well. So we're really excited, and I'll just give a plug for ARCA Colorado. They give us $15,000 a year to be able to do those services. And we really want to thank Cristiano and the board of the ARCA Colorado for allowing us to do that. We really feel like it's taken us a while to get going out there, but you have to be patient, you know? And I think that we're really starting to see some good responses from the people. They like what we do, and we're really excited to be out there, and we hope that we can continue doing that. We did 2 major trainings this year, and both were so important. The first one was the fetal alcohol syndrome spectrum disorders training. Sorry, mumbled that up a little bit. Basically, we did that with Colorado Illuminate, I believe it was, and we had several panel members from the area that participated on that and did question and answer for a lot of different families. I can't remember the exact number. It was in excess of about 20 to 30 people, and that's really good for trainings that we've been able to do. We did a second training, and that was a special ed training that actually several of the people that are going to be recognized here tonight were actually on the panel for that training. And that was Know Your Child's Educational Rights. And I think that there we really were struggling, and we had a lot of families really asking questions about education for my child with special needs, but what about virtual? This is just really a hard thing to figure out. So we got together and we started reaching out, and actually it was several of our board members that kind of led us to the need for that. They said, you know, we're really having to do something about this, Larry. So we started reaching out. We had Candace Hawkins from Colorado Department of Education, Jen Levin from Disability Law. We had 2 or 3 local special ed directors, and we had Letitia on staff, and we had a good attendance. I think in about 30 people, and we were able to answer a lot of questions for a lot of family members. And we do not believe that our job's done with one training. So we really want to see our role as trying to make sure that we increase communication between the families and the schools, and really try to get through this and try to help support and be a team, basically all these groups. Volunteerism. We just hired on our volunteer coordinator, Brittany Duncan. Brittany, raise your hand. Show yourself. There's Brittany. She has done a great job this year. It's been a challenge. So how do you do volunteerism during COVID? Not easy. So what we've done is we've had to be very creative. Brittany's been able to do some of the things with our volunteers, but we're looking at ways, not knowing how long the scope of COVID is going to be. We're looking at ways of doing different time for volunteer activities. We have a lot of ideas, and Brittany's been very good to help us with those. We have currently 20 people that have volunteered for about 325 hours, and that's pretty darn good for a COVID year. We're really excited about that. We have a lot of people, and the message is if you know somebody or you're attending tonight, we can use you. We need you. We need you to support our mission. We need you to support people with disabilities. So please don't let COVID stand in your way. We'll figure it out. We'll find something for you to do. We did a voting education training. Well, that's something that we can do virtually. We can have people calling people up to remind them to vote. So don't stop because of COVID. We want you. Integrated employment. So about 2 or 3 years ago, the Employment First Act was passed by State Department of Labor. Mary's going to correct me on the timelines on this probably, but we are all good to go in Colorado for employing people with disabilities like you and I would be employed. Okay, there's none of this, well, you got a disability, so you kind of have to be over here, in this box. No, there is a department relegated to making sure that people with disabilities have equal rights, equal pay for equal pay for labor, right? For equal labor. So basically what we want to do is we want to be the model for how you do that. We have 2 individuals that are employed with us. We don't want to say they have a disability. We have Ryan and Kathy that are our staff. They're with us. We had 1 employee that was intern this year that we started, Stephen, and this is because of COVID, we had to kind of put that program on hold. But our hope is that every year we're going to hire some person that's either unemployed or underemployed as an intern. Our commitment is to have them work for us in a variety of capacities for 1 year, and then we assist them to make it through voc rehab. Hopefully they'll have job skills and go get more work for more pay. We have Ryan and Kathy. I just want to give them a plug. Used to be the idea was, well, if you work in an agency, there's a lot of maintenance tasks to do. Well, Ryan and Kathy, they're actually doing things. They are doing remote work. They've been trained. They both have their individual computers, work devices. They are having a part of tonight's meeting. Ryan is involved in the Young Professionals Group through the Greeley Chamber. Kathy and Ryan are creating job skills that are really important. And I never want them to leave here, but if they want to move on to something more, then they'll have the skills to do it. So we're so proud of being able to be the role model for people to learn not just cleaning tasks, but to learn anything you want to do. What's your career goals? We also did the anti-bullying poster contest. I'll make short work of that. You can look at all of those in the packet that we send you, but we did a great, this is our 7th year. We're in the middle of judging posters for this year's contest. I had John Paul Burden, because we were kind of thinking, you know what, COVID's here. Maybe we should just not do it this year. Well, John Paul called us up and said, Larry, this is probably when we need to really get morale up. We need, cyberbullying is real out there and there's problems. So let's don't back off of the anti-bullying thing. Let's do it. We did it. And I got to tell you, this is exciting. We had 168 submissions from Windsor and we had 50 submissions from Greeley, District 6. That is amazing. The increase in those, I mean, that just, yeah, we were kind of going downhill a little bit, but I tell you what, we picked back up steam. And this is a program that we started about 7 years ago. Just one of our staff said, maybe we should do something about bullying. And 7 years later, here we are. So we're really excited that our partners with Windsor and District 6 has been part of the success for that. The film festival, we did the 2020 film festival with Greeley Central High School. We're currently in the planning stages of doing another film festival, but we're not exactly organized with all those details yet. Letitia, one of our main staff, is working with me, and we're thinking about doing some with some Eastern County agencies so that we can really involve them as well. This has been a very successful program that we run for about 7 years, and we hope to continue it. Project Illumination is something that Letitia and Brittany both have done this year. And we did a variation of the long 12-week program. We did a 3-week short version, which focused on mental health and just safety around COVID and how to be safe out in the community, but really focusing on how to take care of yourself and the mental health issues that go along with this time. So that was very successful. We're planning to do more sessions throughout the year. Voter education was something that Marcus Cervantes has been helping me organize a voter education program that we're working with a coalition of 7 agencies. League of Women's Voters is one of those groups, and we hosted a voter disability rights webinar with Carly Copas back in July, I believe it was. And then also Vince, one of our board members, Vince helped us organize a voter registration drive for our membership. And that was really, really well done. And we're really excited about being able to do those things. So we are really going to make that part of our ongoing program so that we have every individual that has a disability has the right to learn how to vote. But sometimes, where do you get that information? That's our job. Our job is to be out there making sure that they can assume their rights if they so choose. Amelia Kimstead helped us find a grant for the Inclusive Technology Access Fund. And this is something that we're really excited. With COVID, we've had to kind of wait a little bit on getting Chromebooks, but we have several Chromebooks that we're funded for. And our goal is that we have an application process. Our goal is to be able to give those to individuals with disabilities, self-advocates that need these to be able to be more included in their society. And it can also go to families that don't have the resources. Maybe they have a son or daughter that needs assistance with the ability to be able to attend their IEPs or that kind of thing. So Amelia did a great job of writing a grant for us, and Andrew, one of our staff people, is creating a training program. Along with just giving the Chromebook, we're actually teaching people how to be safe on it, how to use it, and then, if there's any tech support that comes along with that, we're trying to be able to help support them with those. Fundraising and development, we couldn't do it without Amelia Kimstead. She is our development person, and she does a little bit of everything else along with development as needed. So we've got, we have to mention here that we could not do our jobs without the thrift store monies, without having Lloyd helping all the 14 chapters in the state, being able to provide good advocacy services. We couldn't do it without Lloyd. But we also want to prepare for, we need to be somewhat independent of ourselves. So that's where Amelia comes in, and she's been doing a great job of writing grants. The endowment fund, that was not something we even knew what an endowment fund was until Amelia came along and said we need an endowment fund. So we're really doing well with that. Her current, one of the biggest things that we're looking at is Colorado Gives. So Amelia is going to have a couple of minutes at the end of this meeting to be able to talk to you a little bit about that. And hopefully we can interest you in thinking about some ideas with that. But there's a lot of different ways to give. And we're going to be able to share that with you in our annual report. One of our newer programs is Check In with Friends. And that's something that Brittany and Letitia have developed. We started it out just checking with Larry, and then all of a sudden it was successful. So we morphed it into Check In with Friends. And we have about 7 or 9 people that are consistent. And it's really fun. I think what it is it's all things for them. It can be support, emotional support. It can be education. And they, whenever I'm around them, I hear a lot of laughing going on. So I'm assuming they're having a lot of fun as well. So it really is that camaraderie, that ability to be able to get together, even in a virtual time. This is so important. So I want to thank Brittany and Letitia for organizing that, and also for all the members coming to that. We want to grow that. We want 50 people in a year from now on that to be able to come in. Membership, we are currently up to 383 members, and we're pretty excited about that. I checked, I believe that's one of the larger memberships in the state, and we ain't done. We want to double and triple it. So we believe that when we get to the last light, which is legislative advocacy, membership becomes important. The legislators want to know that the people that they're training and talking to, that we have a lot of people behind us that want to know how things are being done. Community outreach, we have a community partnership grant that we have dedicated money to. And this is a time when a lot of funders are not able to give as much money. So we have some agencies, 4 agencies that we've donated money to. And we want to make sure that we're one of the ones that they can count on in the years to come during the COVID years. Legislative advocacy, I'm really excited and proud of our board. Vince Scott came to me and basically said, Larry, we got to get moving on legislative advocacy. We have to learn about it. We have to be more involved, and we really have to get our membership as well as our board members and staff really involved in this. So we're working on it. We have a legislative advocacy goal as part of our strategic plan. And I'll just give a plug for Cristiano as well. We have really good leadership at the state level. Cristiano Sosa is our executive director for the Arc of Colorado. And when I started about 15 years ago, we have come so far with being able to understand what legislative advocacy is, and then also know your legislators and being able to call them up and talk to them. So we're really excited about those. Here are some pictures. Our own Chris was a guest speaker at the Disability Awareness Day this last year. And he's kind of a bit of a movie star, celebrity these days. So if you see him, he might want you to bow. I don't know, but just be aware of that. We also have in our midst, we have Dave Young, who's the current treasurer, as well as Mary Young, and they are very, very supportive of all things IDD. Very helpful to us. I can call Mary up anytime and pick her brain a little bit on as far as what we should be doing better as an agency. And she's a great support system for us. That is it. Any questions on our annual report? Like I said, we wanted to pare it down to 10 pages, but you know what? This has been a tough year, but we have not slowed down any. Our advocacy numbers have increased. Our programs, we added 2 new programs this year. And I really think that I'm kind of taking the lead of Lloyd. You know, this is a time to get more Lloyd Lewis, the CEO for Art Thrift. I heard him speak one time, and this is not a time just to sit back and rest. This is a time to really help other people do what we can do to help them. And we'll get on the other side, but I think Lloyd really inspired me to be able to be a good leader at a local level here. It's like we got the ability to really help a lot of families, and we're going to do that. So any questions or anything you want to ask? If not, Chris, that's my report.
All right, thank you, Larry. Okay, it's time to go to the bylaws. We need to vote on the bylaws for the next year. If everybody has read them through, and if they are ready to vote on it, I need a recommendation or what do I call it, Larry? I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Chris, I'm sorry.
Yeah, I know, I need a recommend. I need somebody to approve.
Need a motion?
Need a motion. Sorry, a motion. I'm a little off here. Sorry. Okay.
I make the motion to approve. Can I make the motion, Larry? Because I'm a member or not?
You know, I wish Margaret was here. She's Robert's Rules of Order expert. I believe you can.
Okay.
I think you can. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. Can I have a second?
I second the motion.
Mary? Okay. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. All-
Chris,
Aye.
What?
Chris, this is Marcia. I need Linda's last name, please, for the notes.
Linda, last name?
Oh, my last name?
Yeah.
Marcia, it's Akers, A-K-E-R-S.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was muted. I'm so sorry, Marcia. Akers.
Thank you so much, Linda.
Okay.
Sorry.
Okay. Now.
Chris, if I can interject, we kind of forgot an important part because I think we're operating on two different agendas. We wanted to give Cristiano Sosa and Lloyd Lewis the opportunity to say a few words to everyone. So we'd like to open up the mic to, maybe we'll start with Cristiano to be able to say a little bit about the Arc of Colorado and just kind of inspire us a little bit, but also we really appreciate you being here.
Well, Larry, it's always hard to go after you when you say inspire folks because you're one of the people that inspire me. And you have a tremendous staff. I mean, we've all had to pivot this year. You guys know that as well as I do. But it's been really amazing to watch. I think the innovation among the chapters it's astounding. And you have 13 other sister The Arc organizations across the state to stand shoulder to shoulder with and really trying in sort of uncertain times. And so we have to find the inspiration. And I find that weekly in our chapter executive calls every Tuesday. And I'm just really looking forward to the new year. I think all of us have had some lessons and some truths and some realities that we've looked at in the last year as this pandemic rages through our communities. For our work at the Arc of Colorado, we certainly had to pivot, particularly as the session changed, the General Assembly, the legislative session changed. There was a lot of activity last week with the special session, and we're just looking forward to the next session with everything that we've learned. We're going to be focusing on ending sub-minimum wage practices in the state. While supporting families and people with IDD. I want to thank Chris Housel for being really the star of the show at the legislative luncheon last year or this year. It was just, again, you talk about inspiration. Chris, you're one of the people that I find inspiration in, and thank you. We'll be looking at supported decision making. Making sure that that's an alternative for families and that that's in statute in the state so that we can get away from the school to guardianship pipeline where that makes sense. Of course, we'll be looking at the budget and a long dream of conflict-free case management that has been a conversation decades in the making. We have lots of champions at the legislature. One is on this Zoom call now with us, Representative Young. It is an honor and a privilege to work with you over the years, and it's been absolutely amazing working with you on our 2021 legislative agenda. So to keep up to date, go ahead, jump on our website. You can sign up to receive action alerts. A lot of our work, like yours, is virtual in 2021. So thank you for having me. This is one of the annual meetings that I most regret not being able to be there in person because Northeast Colorado is where I grew up. And I will always have a connection there. Thank you for having me.
Thank you, Cristiano. Have a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. So,
you too, Chris.
Thank you, sir. And now is Lloyd Lewis on, Larry?
Yeah, I'm on. Hi, Chris.
Okay, Lloyd.
And hi, everyone. It's a real pleasure to be with you tonight and hear about all the great work that you're doing. I'm in my 15th year as the CEO of the Arc Thrift, and I'm in my 17th year as a father of a wonderful young man with Down syndrome, my son Kennedy, who's a junior at Cherry Creek High. So for me, This has been continues to be a very personal mission, something that's very close to my heart. And I'm just honored to be part of the great ARC programs of Colorado, the 14 wonderful local chapters, great work that Cristiano does. And my son has been a beneficiary of the work of the ARC. And for me, that's made a tremendous difference. So, and I just think you guys do amazing work. The staff, Larry, your board, all your members, and I can't thank you enough for what you do for people like my son. In terms of the ARC thrift stores, this has been an interesting year. So literally the most challenging year in my, 40-year business career. In March, we took a significant revenue hit as COVID became more apparent and people were fearful of going out in public. In April, we shut down to consider what our safety practices would be in our stores. We got an essential business days designation from the state of Colorado. And we leaned in even more heavily to relief that we do beyond the funding that we do for the chapters. We reopened in May with 31 of the best safety practices, rebuilt our sales, rebuilt our stores, and we're doing pretty well as we began our new fiscal year in October. And in September, it struck me that our cases were doing so well in Colorado versus the rest of the country. We restored partial funding that we had unfortunately had to do some cuts on for the chapters. And at that point, I thought we might do 100% restoration in November. And then we got this second or third wave. And we took some pressure in the stores for the first few days when all of the counties went to the red level designation. This past week has been pretty good, but we are doing everything we can to navigate this COVID period and to continue our funding to the wonderful work you do. We've also done a lot of other relief. We literally distributed 60 tons of food to people and organizations in need, all of the rescue missions of Colorado, Meals on Wheels through Volunteers of America. We've distributed thousands and thousands of pounds of PPE and other supplies needed by probably 50 to 100 nonprofits around Colorado. So we have taken it upon ourselves to do as much as we can to help all Coloradans during this very challenging period. But I am very proud of the work that we do, very proud of the work that you do. You all inspire me. My son inspires me. And my son, by the way, intends to work at one of our stores when he graduates from high school. And he says he wants to work on computers, talk to people, and hang clothing. But his real goal is to take my job, which is actually semi-popular with my staff. So, he may continue the tradition of having a Lewis at the top. And I think you would enjoy him on these meetings too. So anyway, thanks for all the great work you do. It's very inspiring to me. If you have questions, I'm happy to answer them.
Yeah. Anybody have any questions for Lloyd or Cristiano? Okay, see, that's none. I want to thank Lloyd, Lewis, and Cristiano for joining us. I hope you can stay on for a little bit longer. But I want to thank you guys for all the hard work you do and success in the future. So thank you again for your support. Thank you very much. Okay. Move on to the bylaws now, Larry.
We're good with the bylaws. We can do the slate of officers, Chris.
Oh yeah, we did the bylaws already. I'm sorry. Sorry, everybody. Okay, slate of officers. People that are up there right now is truly Chris. I'm the board president. Susan is the vice president. Susan is the secretary, and Mike is the treasurer. So need a vote, need a motion to pass those. And if anybody wants to do that, go ahead.
I motion to pass the slate of officers.
Okay, Anna, second.
I second the
second.
motion. Oh, go ahead, Vince.
Okay, Vince. Okay, second is Vince. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Okay, motion passes. Okay, and then adjourn this portion of the meeting. So I need a motion for an adjournment. Or do I, Larry?
Yeah, you did, to close out the business
Yeah,
meeting.
close out the business meeting. I need a motion.
I motion to close the business meeting.
Anna, second.
Second.
Susan, okay, all those in favor say aye.
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 Aye, all those opposed? All right, motion passes. Okay, that is, we adjourned the business meeting for now. So, okay, moving on now to the self-advocacy questions and comments. So if there's any advocates that have any questions. Wait a minute.
So Chris, if I could just.
I'm sorry, Larry, I'm sorry, that's my fault. Go ahead.
That's okay. At this time, we'd like to kind of hand the reins of the meeting over to you and Mike. Mike,
Okay.
our treasurer, is going to be our MC for this portion of the meeting. And he and Chris together will be kind of commandeering this. And we have some really exciting things that we've prepared. I don't want to miss an opportunity to thank all the staff who worked so hard on this virtual presentation. I didn't go into the theater club in high school because it was so much work. Guess what? Doing a virtual thing for an annual meeting is a lot of work. So we could not have done it without our staff. Everybody had a piece of it. Mostly Tiffany and Amelia and Brenda really worked hard in the last few days, and Brittany. But you know, really, what you're seeing here, the rest of the portion, the movies that we put together and everything, that we're really hoping you enjoy this. This really reflects our mission. So, okay, go ahead, Mike and Chris.
Okay.
Sounds good. So Chris, I'll do this little quick intro, now that we got some of this business stuff out of the way.
Okay.
Time to the fun part of the evening, interactive portion of the evening. Here shortly, we're going to have a portion of our meeting that we'd like to open the floor to any questions and or comments by the group that you might have for our leadership. We also want to let everybody know there are two different ways to ask a question. We could go ahead and use your chat box on the right of your screen, or you could simply raise your hand and we could call on you that way. All right, for anybody that has a question, here's the exciting part. You're going to receive a gift card. So I know we've done that in the past. So ask a question. I know Jack's chomping at the bit, right? He's ready with his questions. He wants his gift card. Anybody that asks a question will get a gift card. If there's any questions that we don't get to, just be assured that we're going to get you some answers to those questions and get that out to you in a few days. All right, next I'd like to introduce Kathy. She's going to get us going with our raffle tonight.
Hello, everyone. This evening we will be selecting 3 raffle winners during the annual meeting. The first raffle winner is John. Congratulations. Step to receive it. The prize will be held in the chat box. I will now hand it over to Mike Kelly.
Appreciate that, Kathy. Great job. And congratulations, John, on winning that prize there. Now we have a short video we know you're going to enjoy. Please be aware that the sound may need to be shifted slightly, all right, depending on the video, okay? And we will send this over, and Amelia will be starting the video for you. Enjoy.
Well, I have the privilege of following up to that great video. Thank you everyone for working on putting that together and highlighting some of the wonderful opportunities that we were able to work on during this challenging year of 2020. I just wanted to take a moment to speak with everyone and let everyone know that if you don't already know, all of the Weld County's advocacy services and program supports are provided to individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities and their families without cost. Every bit of what we do, we want to make sure that everyone can participate in, regardless of their financial abilities. We're so grateful for the funding that's provided by our thrift stores, but as mentioned, we also want to be able to expand the things that we do. And in doing that, we need to diversify our funding. So I wanted to share with you a reminder that next Tuesday, December 8th is Colorado Gives Day. It is a statewide movement celebrating the amazing works of many, many nonprofits across Colorado, such as the Arc of Weld County. We would ask that you consider making a donation to the Arc of Weld County today, Colorado Gives Day, or any day thereafter. It would be very much appreciated. And as always, give where you live. Thank you so much. And I'm going to share this now with Mike.
All right, thanks a lot, Amelia. Thanks to everybody that had a part in putting that video together. That was really great. Next on our agenda is our question and answer portion. Just a reminder again, I know I just talked about it. You can ask a question via the chat box to the right, or simply raise your hand, and we will make our way through the gallery and try to get to everybody's questions, okay? Right, let's get to the first question just coming in. Kathy, or was it Kathy? Sorry, Linda. Linda, you had our first question. Would you like to actually unmute and you can ask your question here for the group?
I'll have to read it.
I could read it for you, but I'd love to give you an opportunity to
Okay,
speak.
well, basically my question was, I'm interested in how you decided not to have the retreat this year. I'm always interested in the process of keeping everybody safe. And I know that that was probably the big part of it, but just your process in making that decision. And do you think we'll have families in action in 2022?
Yeah, great question, Linda. Barry, would you like to start off? We can definitely join in as appropriate.
Are you asking me, Mike? I'm sorry.
Yes. Yeah,
Okay.
you want to start off answering that question?
You know, this has been one of the hardest parts of our job is deciding whether to do which programs and which ones to suspend. And I think that the decision to not do Families in Action this past summer, we've already gone ahead and decided not to do it for 2021. But it's all because of risk. And I think that we serve a lot of families that have higher risk individuals. And we have to really, so we're not going to say that we won't do something in that way. We just are trying to figure out how to do that. But the process by which we did that was very assuring to me that we do a good job of really meeting the needs of our community. It's not just one person decides, guess what? We don't want to do it this year. It was done with the board. It was done with the executive committee, the staff. You know, I believe it started there. I talked at an executive committee meeting, and then we ended up taking it to the board. We really believe that for a program such as Families in Action, you know, we're recruiting families right now. If we would have had it this next summer, you know, and it's really difficult for families to be able to say, sure, go ahead. I'll go ahead and take my child up to a place where it might not be safe. So we really felt like it was important to kind of give people a break, and we'll find other ways to do some of that education and training. Mike, I'll turn it back to you.
Yeah, no, great response, Larry. Linda and all, it was a difficult decision for us around Families in Action, because that is the one piece that we all really enjoyed. It's really going to be tough not being able to put that on, but with everything going on, where that decision was made, maybe even some time ago, and now with this new resurgence, I think we made the right decision. Our hope is everything will ease up and we'd be able to change course if we needed to do something, but we definitely wanted to lean on the side of caution when it comes to this. So very difficult. We would love to, in my opinion, I don't want to speak for the entire board. I think 2022 is absolutely on the board as far as attendance and having a family snack. So we're definitely considering that. We'll be looking at planning on that.
Yeah, I just want to compliment the board and the staff, how well you have kept this year going and how well you've kept everyone safe. I really think you're a role model for this community. And somehow I think it would be really good if you could do some kind of a, I don't know, kind of video and advocacy for keeping people safe, because you have done an amazing job and I certainly appreciate it. So I asked that question because I wanted to give you all the accolades for keeping our community safe.
Thanks a lot for that, Linda. I appreciate that. And on behalf of the board and staff, safety definitely is our priority. And we're going to always look towards that, leaning towards that safety first. So thank you, and you're absolutely welcome.
You know, Mike, just a minute. I'd like to
Yes, sir.
piggyback on that idea that Linda had. You know, I think that would be a good idea just to let, you know, if we could get staff members to let us know or to send us how you go about your job at work, at home. You know, just to show people that you're not working and watching TV. Because you guys are watching, you guys are working. And if we could just show everybody how you go about your job on a daily basis from home, I think that would be interesting to see what happens. Any comments about that?
No, I like your idea, Chris. Definitely, we should definitely bring that forward and have some good discussion around that, for sure. Anybody else got any feedback for Chris or that topic?
Mike,
Yeah, at my work, at Coast, we have to have our temperature and our temperature, and we have to wear masks and wear gloves. And sometimes it's a pain in the butt.
Thanks for that, Brita, for sure, right? Different places have different protocols, but I think you can agree, yeah, it's definitely an attempt to keep everybody safe, but I agree with you. It is a pain in the butt sometimes.
Mike, I believe Anthony has a question.
Yes, sir, Anthony, the floor is yours.
I was wondering, it'd be good. Do you think it would be a good idea to do like wait until we do the pool party as well until 2022 as well, Larry?
Well, Mike is actually heading up a. So,
oh, sorry.
I have some feedback here. Mike is our treasurer, is leading a committee that's going to be helping to review all those programs so that we can make those decisions from a board perspective and make them make sure that safety is our priority. As far as the pool party, we're very hopeful for 2022. For this year, we're in the middle of deciding all that. Do you want to say anything about that, Mike?
No, I think it's a good point, Larry. We are reviewing every single program and event we have coming up in 2021. And we could see a shift, who knows, in 2 weeks, right? And that'll open up the door for some opportunities, maybe in summertime or later on in the year. So we're definitely going to be flexible and be mindful of the conditions and how this is going. But right now, we're going to start off by saying we believe we're not going to be able to do the pool party, and we're just going to have to take a look at the climate and see if we could change gears if we need to. So good question, Anthony. Thank you for bringing that up.
You're
The other
welcome.
one,
I was wondering.
you got it. Thanks again. The other question was here with the move to remote. So we're working remotely, right, in the office. Is there a plan or a thought to make the move permanent? Larry, I'll let you start that one, please. You see how this goes, right? You get all the tough ones right here. You see what's going on here?
We've had lots of discussions. Our executive committee has talked about this, not just because of COVID. We've talked about it for longer than a year or two. And I think building space can be really expensive, especially if you have a large space. And I think that we've learned that we can be very effective and very productive working remote, telecommute, other different models. I think that right now we are in the middle of kind of evaluating that. I think it's a really important question because whatever we do is we want to make sure that our model is effective for providing good advocacy services. I think we've learned that we can be effective virtually. So there might be a hybrid of some sort to where maybe we have a smaller building that when we get back to not being COVID anymore, we can still have some in-person kinds of activities. But I think one of the things that we've looked at, property values can be very expensive. And if we were able to be remote, we could absorb some of that money and put it into our services and our programs. And we could also put some of that into staff. So a good example of that is we started a scholarship program, the Margaret Brown Scholarship Program. We've given out nearly $1,000 of food baskets since March of this year. And I've always, as long as I've been with this agency, I always thought, you know, our families need advocacy, but sometimes they need a few bucks too, you know, and how good it is to be able to be in a position to where we can help them with that. You know, we have a dream that maybe if somebody needed help with respite, or if they couldn't pay their first deposit and their first month's rent, maybe we could be there to help them with those costs as well. I think by having smaller buildings and less overhead, we can do more of those things. So to answer that person's question, that really is a very serious question to answer. And that needs to be not only just staff, but the board needs to be involved. And the other thing is we want to make sure that we're getting feedback from our membership. So we started a program this year. We're trying to make more spontaneous calls to our members. So hopefully you've at least received 1 or 2 calls this year, just about how are you doing? Yeah, is everything going okay in your family? Is there anything we need to do to help you? I think I would like feedback from our membership as far as, do you think remote is working for you, or would you still like to have a place to go? And maybe Margaret Brown's dream was always to have a little coffee shop where moms could go and just sit back and kick back and socialize and relax and network. You know, maybe, so there's a lot of ideas out there that I think our board is up for the task of answering. And it really is about planning for the future and providing great advocacy.
Thanks, Larry. Great answer. All right. Doesn't look like we have any other questions. And I'm scanning right now, see if anyone has their hands up. Caesar, I love your Santa hat.
Oh, thank you.
All right. If there are no other questions,
Mike,
next up,
I apologize, Mike. We have David down here who has a question.
All right.
So
David,
would the IKE be interested in helping local Boy Scout troops with Save Us Hours and Eagle Scout projects?
Anybody on the board would like to take that question?
You're on mute, Larry.
All right, I'll start. If anybody would like to help me out with answering this question. This is something that my church does, a scouting troop, you know, and I thought, how good is the scouting mission, and very similar to what we want to do as our mission, and why not partner together? So David, I would like to get with you sometime, and you can buy me lunch and we'll sit down and talk about how we're going to do this together, right? No, seriously. I think it would be an amazing partnership. And I just would like to talk to you and anybody else that you feel, how would we sponsor a troop? You know, obviously our troop's going to be inclusive, right? We want people with Scout members with disabilities, but not only disabilities. We want Scout members that are without disabilities so that they can be good brothers and partners to the other kids. So I'm going to hold you to it, David. If you're asking that question, I'm going to feel like we should probably talk about that. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Awesome question.
And I
Good
think
answer.
Eric has a
Good
question.
answer, David.
Don't.
Here.
What?
Here.
How do I get on the board? Ow.
Look, say it again.
Look at the screen.
Okay.
Next year. We'll be
Okay, my question is, how do you get on the board?
Well, I'm gonna let Vince Scott take that question because we just started a board development process and exciting stuff happening. So Vince, do you want to talk?
Yeah, so anyone that's interested in the board, there is a process in place. There's an application that you can fill out, and also it involves meeting with Chris Housel and with Larry and talk about what your goals and your objectives are, what you would like to have be the outcome of your participation in the board. But we are really excited to try and go out in the community and find additional board members. It's one of our goals this year. It's been really hindered by COVID, obviously, but we are hopeful that in the next year that we can really get out there and start real recruitment effort for additional board members. So happy to take any of your information. If you are on the call and you want to get in touch with us, please do, and let I think Tiffany or I'm not sure who else is on the call that can take that information, but we'd be happy to take it and get the ball rolling on it.
Vince, we have somebody attending the meeting tonight that's expressed some interest. So I'd like to maybe make sure you get that name so that we
Yeah,
can...
absolutely.
All right. You ready, Larry?
Yes, sir.
Good. All right. Next up, I'd like to introduce one of my favorite people at the ARC, Ryan Akers. He's going to be leading us in the talent showcase portion. Ryan, take it away. The floor is yours, sir.
Good evening. It is my pleasure to present to you the Weld County Talent Showcase.
This is for the busted hearts. This is for the question marks. This is for the outcast soul, lost control, no one knows. Sing it for the can't go back. Sing it for the broken parts. Sing it for the just found out. Life is now upside down. If you're looking for hope tonight, raise your hand. If you feel alone and don't understand, if you're fighting the fight of your life, then stand. We're gonna make it through this hand in hand. And here we fall together.
This is for the second chance. This is for the new romance. Singing for the left in vain. Overcame. It's not too late.
If you're looking for hope tonight, raise your hand. If you feel alone and don't understand, if you're fighting the fight of your life, then stand. my brother. I see you, my sister. We rise together. Take my hand. Help me stand. Dangerous. Together with our differences. Together we are bolder, braver, stronger.
I think we all.
Three green and speckled frogs sat on a speckles log, eating some most delicious bugs. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there were two green speckled frogs. Two green and speckled frogs sat on a speckled log, eating some most delicious bugs. One jumped into frog. One green and speckled frog sat on a speckled log, eating some most delicious bugs. Go, Ryan, you can do it. One jumped into the pool where it was nice and cool. Now there are no green speckled frogs. Yay!
The bubble on the ocean, sending big waves, motion, like how the world got open, merely up a match, make an explosion. Out of things I didn't say, vacuum parts inside my brain. I will stream them out tonight, and you hear my voice this time. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. By my white song. My power turned on. I might now be strong. Play my fight song. Don't we care if nobody else believes. I still got a lot by left in me. This is my fight song. Take back my life song. Provide my right song. My power turned on. Time right now will be strong. I play my fight song. Don't we carry nobody else, please. I still got a lot by left in me.
Thank you, everybody who participated in that.
Definitely. I think, Ryan, you're up still?
Yeah, I think we all can agree that that was great. Thank you all to the talent. I will now hand it off to Kathy to announce a raffle winner.
Thank you, Ryan. The second raffle winner tonight is Diane. Congratulations. Step to how to get it is at the chat box.
All right, we're going to turn it over to Brittany.
Thank you. I'm sorry, I had to unmute myself. Thank you so much, Kathy.
Yeah.
The Archibald County would like to recognize and thank our dedicated volunteers and board of directors. Each one of you have selflessly given your time, knowledge, and invaluable skills to ensure we carry on our mission and vision. To all of those who are currently volunteering with us, we thank you immensely. You are making all the difference. Additionally, a special thanks to those who are in attendance with us now: Brita, Estella, Caesar, Amelia, Linda, and of course our board members. Thanks again. I will now hand it over to Chris Housel and Larry McDermott. Thank you all.
Award. Oops, here we are. Hello. Sorry,
Chris, if I could just make one, there was several donors that were listed on that thank you slide. And I know Amelia has worked very hard with trying to make sure that all of our donors are recognized. So we want to really take notice of that. We have two donors here tonight, but there's all these other donors, Walmart, Knights of Columbus. We just got a great donation from El Pomar. And we really want to, Amelia, would you like to say anything about that? Sorry.
Sure.
need to put you on
Most
the spot.
specifically, yeah, that's all right. I'm good with it. Specifically on El Pomar, they're a foundation that supports the Pikes Peak region of our state. And however, they distribute merit awards at the end of the year and evaluate nonprofits throughout the state and provide grant funding, general operating funding to those organizations. Your agency has to be nominated, and then they review all the nominations and make their selections. And we have been graciously donated and recipients of the Merit Grant Award for the last 4 years. And so that is their opportunity to demonstrate their appreciation throughout the state rather than just within their funding region. And so we're grateful for that. Larry will speak to a couple other donors a little bit later in the award ceremony, but we also have the Arc of US Comcast. It's our second year for receiving funding with them, and they have supported the development of the Inclusive Technology Access Fund that Larry spoke of earlier. And we hope to have a lot more activity inside that program next year. Walmart also provided funding to that. And the Greeley Area Chamber, Greeley Area Recovery Fund has provided funding to help us market that in 2021. These other gracious donors have provided funding to our general operating to support our overall programs. And a little bit later, we'll talk again about Colorado Gives Day and highlight a couple of our wonderful staff who are doing their own fundraising opportunity therein. So thank you to everybody in attendance, our volunteers and our funders. We really appreciate that. And as always, we are so grateful for individual donors who provide invaluable support to us throughout the year. Thank you.
Thanks, Amelia. Chris, I think we're ready to move on to our special award winners. Is that right?
Okay. Okay, our first award winner goes to Barbara Whitney. The Arc of Weld County would like to recognize Barbara for her commitment and dedication to serving individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Her work ensures that people we serve are fully included, as well as being provided with opportunities in their lives. Dream as they determine. Barbara has worked to ensure that people with all disabilities have the tools they need to participate in the voting process. Thank you, Barbara Whitney.
Thanks, Barbara. Chris, if it'd be okay if we maybe we can just let the individual winners, if they want to say something.
Sure, no problem.
Have to, but if Barbara, would you like to say something?
Sure. Thank you very much. I'm honored for this recognition. I'm really pleased to be working with the Disability Coalition and sharing our resources and our support to this coalition in the Arc of Weld County and its members to better and more fully participate in the voting process by providing voter education and education about access to how you can become a better engaged citizen. So thank you very much. It's a wonderful honor and I'm pleased to be with you tonight.
Thank you, Barbara.
Okay, Chris, how about we take turns on this?
Okay.
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 So I've known Andy for a long time. And when Andy was a case manager at Envision, and then when he moved into working at Shaper Enterprises here in Greeley, Andy started his own job support company here recently. And we are just really proud to be associated with Andy. I mentioned earlier that Employment First has hit Colorado. We want all people with disabilities to be able to work, to get real wages for real work. And Andy's job is doing that. Andy works to give individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities the opportunity to have real work for real pay. And that's core to our mission, which is people can live their dreams and be fully included. So the ARC board and staff, Andy, just really want to thank you for starting up your agency and your commitment to people with disabilities. Thank you so much. Would you like to say something, Andy?
Thank you, Larry. I really appreciate it. I mean, I'm just blown away. I'm deeply honored and love working with you guys and your staff. Everyone is just a joy, and thank you so much for everything you do.
Thanks, Andy. Okay, Chris, your turn.
Okay, next, please. Okay, the Archibald County recognizes Candace Hawkins for her commitment and dedication to serving individuals with intellectual and developmental disabilities. Whoops, sorry about that. Disabilities. Her work ensures that the people we serve are fully included, as well as giving opportunities to lives to live their dreams, as they determine in the area of special education. Canada has worked diligently to promote increased communications for the individual and families that we serve. To Candace Hawkins, thank you very much. And Candace, would you like to say anything?
Sure, I would just like to say thank you. I'm honored to be recognized by the ARC of Weld County, and I've really enjoyed being with you tonight. I'm so grateful for the work you do to support students. And I was thrilled to learn that you're in 6 other Eastern counties. I did not know that until tonight. So I'm very grateful. And I'm also excited to hear about the legislative advocacy, particularly to end the minimum wage. So.
Thank you, Candace. Okay, Larry.
So Jennifer Levin, we want to, Jennifer has been, Jennifer's role is as I believe you're one of the main attorneys for disability law. Is that Colorado? Is that right, Jennifer?
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Jennifer has been so helpful to us over the past several years, actually, but this year especially. We've done a lot of things virtual, and without Jennifer's involvement, and she helped us on a couple of grants. She was involved in the education panel, actually was there to kind of give us some ideas of how to start those things up. She's currently working with one of the local school districts and myself about how to improve investigation techniques for people that have special needs. So I'm just going to read from this. Jennifer's been a valuable collaborator on several events that have been instrumental in the services and the mission that we provide. Thank you so much, Jennifer.
Well, thank you. And all I can say is this is probably the most thoughtful thing that has happened to me in a long time to get this. I just, when I got the email, I was thrilled and I couldn't believe it. I was like, oh my gosh, that is so nice of y'all. And I just love working with everybody at the Arc of Weld. I feel like I've got a new family. And I don't know about you, but I feel like maybe even though 2020 has been pretty terrible, one good thing that came out of it is that we've been able to collaborate more. Because I do feel like I've gotten to know more about your family and then the other ARCs as well, and the ARC of Colorado, Cristiano, and Lloyd at the at the thrift stores. I just feel like I've gotten to know people better this year for some reason. Maybe we just all need each other right now. So I really appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Thanks, Jennifer. Okay, Chris. Chris, do you want to? I think we have two more, right, Amelia? Okay, so we have Cristiano. Cristiano Soso is the executive director for the Arc of Colorado. Cristiano's has been, well, I'm just going to ad lib here. He's been a great leader over the last 3 or 4 years that I've worked with him. Our legislative advocacy is strong because of Cristiano's leadership and his commitment to supporting the chapters and being able to have a voice in our legislative advocacy. So he is also instrumental in us being able to do some of the Eastern County outreach that we've been able to do this for several years. So Cristiano, we just can't begin to tell you how much we appreciate you, and you're a great team member. Thank you. Would you like to say
Well,
something?
thank you, Larry. You have all heard plenty from me tonight. And the only thing that I'll just add is the Arc of Colorado is really only as strong as the local chapters are. So it's the local chapters like the Arc of Weld County that makes us look really, really great under that gold dome. And for that, I can't thank you enough for all that you do in the Northeast. It's a unique community. And the Arc of Weld is just supremely situated to serve those needs. So it's cool. Thank you for the recognition, but it really should be yours.
I'm not sure if Lloyd is still available. Lloyd, are you still with us?
Larry, he had to drop off.
Okay, so let's go ahead and still pull up Lloyd's award, if you don't mind. I just want to share with the group too that Lloyd donated some money to some of our talent show participant, some vouchers. So that's Lloyd. You know, he never misses an opportunity to try to share some of his resources. We'll make sure that Lloyd gets this in the mail, but you know, he's made sure that advocacy can help be a part of every part of our state, not just in a few counties, the metro areas, but we're all over. The entire state now has resources for advocacy, and that's partly because Lloyd is been able to raise the funds to support our chapters. The other thing Lloyd does is he provides more jobs for people with intellectual and developmental disabilities than any other company in the state at this point. I think it's over 300 people that he employs. So he also runs the ARC Academy and a lot of other things that they do to try to help people with social activities, to learn things. I mean, it's just amazing that the culture that they've been able to develop. So needless to say that if we didn't have Lloyd with us, it'd be a different world. So we want to thank you. And I guess my only request to everybody sitting out there is if you don't give to the thrift store, please give to the thrift store, because that helps us in a big way. And it helps them, but it also helps our individual chapters. So Lloyd told me one time, he says, Larry, if you ever become aware of anybody that's unemployed and wants a job, you call me and let me know. And it's that kind of relationship that he has with our families and our people with disabilities that is just, he lives what he practices what he preaches. So we're just really excited to be able to be a partner of Arc Thrift, and we want everybody to be aware so that you can support the Arc Thrift.
Okay, thank you, Larry. We have any more?
Those are all the awards.
Okay. I want to thank everybody. Oh, wait a minute,
So Chris,
Go
we're
ahead,
gonna
Eric.
go. That's okay, Chris. This is Mike. We're gonna go ahead and turn it over to Kathy. I believe she's gonna
Oh,
do
okay.
a final raffle.
Okay.
Thank you, Chris and Larry. The final raffle is tonight is Sabra. Congratulations. In the chat box, you'll find out your prize.
Right. Thanks a lot, Kathy.
Mhm.
Little bit, last piece around Colorado Gives Day. Amelia.
Thank you, Mike, and thank you, Kathy. Just wanted to do one last reminder. Again, next Tuesday, December 8th is Colorado Gives Day. And we are so excited to be partnered with the Community First Foundation to be part of this statewide initiative. And we're hoping to have the best year we've had and continue to grow. Would love for you to go to coloradogives.org, search the Arc of Weld County. You'll see our profile. We provide lots of insights into the programs we're providing, even in COVID times. But furthermore, Ryan and Kathy, two of our fabulous staff, have supported their efforts with Colorado Gives and have created fundraising pages that are linked with our profile for two of our invaluable programs, the Margaret Brown Scholarship Fund and Check In with Friends. So again, I ask that you go to coloradogives.org, check out our profiles and our fundraising pages, and give where you live. Thank you very much. I'd like to pass it off to Chris.
Thank you, Amelia. Well, I think that wraps up the 2020 annual meeting for this year. I want to thank everybody for attending tonight, and I want to wish everybody Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and everybody be safe out there, and we'll see you in 2021, and hopefully we can all do this in person. So I want to thank everybody for attending again. So have a Merry Christmas, everybody.
Bye, everyone. Have a great evening.
Good night.
Merry Christmas.
Merry
Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Merry Christmas. Hi, Caesar.
Merry
Hi, Estella.
Christmas. See you guys next year.
See you next year.
Thanks, everyone. Good
See
job.
ya.
Good job.
Okay.
Good job. Good job. Thank you.
Have a good day. I got one more question for board and staff members. Who has trash pickup?
Not it.
I think that job is the board president.
The board, you're probably right. It's probably. All right, thanks everybody. Hey, this went on smoothly tonight. Thanks.
Yeah, we're only 9 minutes over. That's pretty
Yeah,
nice.
that's good. That's great.
It's good to see everybody. Thank you.
Yep. Bye, everybody.
Amelia, can you stay on for a second?
Yeah.
Amelia, I just wanted to thank you for taking on all this. Thank you.
Gracious. You're absolutely welcome. It was a wonderful meeting. I
Oh,
was
good job.
I'm over the moon.
Yeah, so sorry, kind of pulled some surprises on you there towards the end, but I apologize for that. But no, it really worked well to have you screen sharing, and so no, thank you. I just couldn't have done it any better. So it was great.
Larry, I just realized something. Don't get off. How do we stop recording and then download? Tiffany left.
I have stopped recording.
I'm going to stop the recording, but then we have to